this is the last time I try Whataburger. I have lived in Texas for over 10 years, and I've had Whataburger a grand total of 3 times. I've had the cheeseburger, I've had the patty melt, I've had the chicken strips, and it's always been mid. It's never been the best, it's never been the worst, and it's never been worth the hype. But today, I want to give Whataburger one last shot. I want to see if it's worth the money, worth the calories, and yeah, see if I'll ever go back to Whataburger again. This is Outrageous Foods, where I try popular foods to see if it's worth it, because food is pretty expensive these days. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, and let's go to Whataburger. I'm at Whataburger. No shades because it's raining today. I will tell you, I was a little disappointed when I got to this location because it's not one of those old school A-frames. I will say this about Whataburger, I think they have some of the best branding, at least the old school locations and their colors. They have newer locations now, but I'm here because of the rating, 4.0. Whataburger has like tons of 4.0s. They're the highest rated fast food I've found on Google Maps. This will be my second time ever trying a straight up Whataburger burger. This could be the most important burger fast food review I'll ever do. Despite not being one of those vintage A-frame Whataburgers, this was a beautiful location. It was modern. It had a beautiful design. This was honestly a gorgeous fast food restaurant. Whataburger. There it is. This thing is almost 1,000 calories and it is almost $9. Whataburger. Okay, so let's just get into the details. I got the double Whataburger. You'll notice why the bun seems small. Well, the patties are super wide. So you can get the smaller bun, which is 4 inches. Normal one's 5. But the 5-inch bun is 300 calories. This is 170, so it's crazy. Obviously the burger, it's not an impressive looker. I got a slice of cheese, there's mayo, there's lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle. I guess there's some mustard. I don't see any mustard. Oh well. But hey, this is the thing. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. I am not impressed. Considering I waited 6 years for this burger, my God, was this disappointing. At least when it came out of the paper. Oh wait, then there's how it actually tastes. All right, so let's talk about this burger. It's too bad that there wasn't any mustard or pickle on here. Oh, there is pickle on here. Plenty of mayo. You know, it's kind of funny. Are burgers like pizza? Even when they're bad, they're still pretty good. That's how I feel about this. I have to tell you, I'm tasting exactly what I tasted in 2015. This is an unremarkable burger. I have to do everything in my power not to take another bite because I'm hungry and I really want to eat this. But it's really bad. It is salty, it's overly processed. The toppings are kind of slipshod. I almost think the Whopper was better in this. Like, you can just tell with the meat, like, it's burnt, I guess. It's kind of drippy. I mean, if it wasn't for the mayo and the tomato, this would be dry as a bone. It's salty. I'll take one other bite for posterity, but Jesus Christ. Well, it's food. This is almost 1,000 calories. Not worth it. No. It didn't take me long to get into this one. Jesus. Yeah. I just don't get it. I will say this though, beautiful restaurant. I love the atmosphere. Yeah, it's got a great look, but this is not a very good burger. Well, I think we all know where this was heading, but let's just break it down by the numbers. At 955 calories at almost $9, Whataburger ain't worth the money, it ain't worth the calories, and yeah, it was sadly, once again, a disappointing burger experience. Even just running down the list of burgers I've reviewed recently, Whataburger really sits low. I'll say it flatly, In-N-Out beats them on price, on flavor, and calories. I think the McDonald's Quarter Pounder with cheese is a far better option in terms of calories and even the flavor department. In fact, Whataburger ranks below Burger King's improved Whopper in terms of flavor. It's pretty much tied up there with Jack in the Box. Both were not worth finishing, and I was glad to throw both burgers away. And I hate throwing away food, but that was food that deserved to be thrown away. So here's a question. Why does Whataburger have the hype that it does? In a word, loyalty. You know, what's interesting with Whataburger is some loyalists will say, it's not as good as it used to be, since the family who started it sold their majority stake to a private equity firm in 2019. This is all true. And yes, Whataburger is now controlled by a bunch of suits in Chicago, and some people say that's why it doesn't taste as good as it used to be. Here's the thing. When companies get sold or companies change hands and people say it's not as good as it used to be, there's usually something else that follows it, and that's financial troubles. But Whataburger doesn't have financial troubles. They are expanding, they're making money, they open up in new markets, and some places like freaking Kansas City actually like Whataburger. Go figure, maybe it's the whole Patrick Mahomes thing. But the point is Whataburger is actually doing well as a company. Here's the thing. Comes down to this. Whataburger has a loyal fan base, and that loyal fan base is Texas. And Texas has that FAFO energy that's ride or die. And they love their Whataburger. And it don't matter if it tastes good because it's theirs. And they ain't ever gonna let it go. So it really doesn't matter if a transplant like myself doesn't get Whataburger, because Whataburger is gonna be around. In fact, I'm sure in the event of a nuclear fallout, Whataburger will survive along with the cockroaches. And when that happens, the cockroaches will know where to find their Whataburger because they already have their order down. This is Outrageous Foods. If you dug this video, if you hate me right now, hit the subscribe button. Let me know where I should review next. Do you get Whataburger? Does it make sense to you? And what should I order at Culver's? Thanks for watching.